In every village, there is always one person who survives not because they are strong, but because they are clever. And sometimes, cleverness can save a village, but other times, it can slowly destroy trust.
Welcome to our African Moonlight Tales.
Welcome to Moonlight Tales Africa, a place where African stories come alive beneath the moonlight. Stories filled with wisdom, culture, emotion, humanity, and transformation. Here we journey through the heart of Africa, through village paths, moonlit memories, forgotten truths, silent struggles, and the powerful lessons hidden inside ordinary lives. So, wherever you are listening from, sit close, relax, and journey with me. Sit close to the fire. The elders are about to speak because some stories do more than entertain us. They help us understand ourselves. This is Moonlight Tales Africa.
Before we begin today's story, kindly subscribe and become part of this growing circle of African history, wisdom, culture, and moonlight tales. Sit close to the fire. The elders are about to continue their story.
In those days, when animals still spoke the language of men, and moonlight stories carried lessons deeper than books, there lived a tortoise named Mbeku. He lived in a small village surrounded by thick forests and winding red earth paths that glowed beneath the evening sun. Now, Mbeku was not the strongest animal, no. He was not the fastest either, but what he lacked in strength, he made up for in cunning. Ah, that tortoise could think his way out of almost anything, and he knew it too. Every evening, the animals gathered beneath the great nuku tree at the center of the village. The old elephant spoke slowly, with the heavy wisdom of age. The monkey joked too much. The hare boasted endlessly about his speed. And the tortoise sat quietly and half closing his eyes as though sleep had nearly carried him away. But inside that hard shell, his mind moved like fire. Then one year, dryness came upon the land, a terrible dryness. Streams shrank into muddy lines. Farms cracked beneath the burning sun. Even the palm trees seemed tired. Food became scarce. The animals searched desperately for something, anything to survive on. Then, one morning, news spread through the village. Deep inside the forbidden forest stood a magnificent pear tree, overflowing with ripe fruit, sweet fruit, golden fruit, enough to feed the village for days. But there was a problem. The tree stood inside the territory guarded by the leopard, and the leopard was feared by everybody. No animal dared go near his land. Everybody except the tortoise. That evening, while fear filled the air and the animals argued among themselves, Mbeku sat quietly, scratching lines into the sand. Then finally, he spoke. Strength does not always open the door hunger closes. Silence fell. The animals turned toward him. Slowly the tortoise lifted his head. I will bring the pears. The monkey burst into laughter. You? He shouted. Leopard will swallow you before sunset. But the tortoise only smiled, a slow, dangerous smile. The next morning, Mbeku began his journey. He carried nothing except a small calabash of palm wine and an old flute. When he reached the leopard's territory, he did not hide. He did not run. Instead, he sat openly beneath a tree and began to play. Soft music floated through the forest, gentle, calm, almost hypnotic. Then suddenly, the bushes moved, and the leopard emerged, massive, silent, his golden eyes narrowed with suspicion. Tortoise, he growled, have you grown tired of life? Mbeku bowed respectfully. Great leopard, he said softly, I came because I heard there is no creature in the forest wiser than you. Now listen carefully. Even dangerous men become gentler when pride enters their ears. The leopard sat down, the tortoise poured palm wine into a wooden cup, and they talked, or rather, the leopard talked, while the tortoise listened carefully, nodding wisely at every sentence. Hours passed. The leopard became relaxed, then proud, then careless. At last he laughed loudly and declared, You see those pear trees? None of these foolish animals can reach them, because fear blinds them. The tortoise lowered his eyes humbly. Indeed, he replied softly, fear often guards wealth better than walls. The leopard liked that answer so much. He burst into another loud laugh, and before long, after too much palm wine, the mighty leopard fell asleep beneath the tree. And that was exactly what the tortoise had been waiting for, quietly, carefully. Mbeku gathered as many pears as his small legs could carry. Then he disappeared into the forest. Before the leopard awoke, when the tortoise returned to the village, the animals erupted with joy. Children danced, drums sounded through the night. Even the old elephant smiled. The monkey rushed forward eagerly. How did you defeat the leopard? The tortoise adjusted his shell proudly. Then he replied, A wise man does not wrestle the crocodile inside the river. The animals nodded in admiration, but the old elephant, who understood life better than most, looked carefully at the tortoise. And then he said quietly, Yes, but remember this also. The man who survives by trickery must never forget the day others stop trusting him. And for a brief moment, even the tortoise became silent, because deep down, he understood the danger hidden inside his own cleverness. And perhaps that is why the old Moonlight Tales still survive today, because they were never truly about animals. They were always about
Human
us.
hands. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share so you won't miss our future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.